Welcome to the Black Mind Podcast, episode 225. Yes, we're 225 episodes in, and
Christ,
it's a horrible feeling.
can you imagine if someone listened to all of these?
Don't,
There's bound to be someone.
don't.
What? What?
Don't.
What?
You're suggesting
What?
that people listen to our cancerous shit?
I mean, why else do you make it?
What? Because we're crazy. That's why.
Because Rory, the Chaos Gods, instructed me in my dreams to make a podcast.
Which ones?
Specifically,
Odin?
Yes.
You have to look them up, don't you?
Cthulhu,
You don't know.
Asmongold.
Odin? Bleazelbub?
Yeah.
Bleazelbub. I like Bleazelbub.
Pazuzu?
Pazuzu.
I'm just naming all the demons from movies at this point.
Haster.
Hey, Esther. No, it was Abmagogoth.
Azathoth?
As a good guy.
Oh, there's another one I
Are you
know
just
of.
making baby noises?
Yes.
No,
It's almost as if
Meshuggah.
it's almost as if Death Stranding was released last week, and I haven't played it.
I haven't played it either. I honestly don't really care too much.
I mean, I've seen a lot of videos of it, but man, it's such a weird ass game. It's a game where you have to play it in order to see if you remotely like it.
It's a game that Kojima has automatically already said that is Americans are gonna hate, which is hilarious for me.
I like he's the only
Well, we're
guy,
Canadian,
and
so we should
probably
be fine.
I think he's the only guy in game development whatsoever. He can pull off this crazy shit, and people still
Nah.
buy and play it.
No,
Well,
maybe.
no.
The only other person I can think of is Jonathan Blow, but he does completely different shit.
Jonathan Blow's an interesting cat, though.
He is, because he makes such artistically
I
designed
mean, there's
games.
all sorts of weirdos in the games industry. I don't know, I don't know if people would I mean, there's loads of people who like walking simulators, but they're not necessarily. That's usually a very derisive statement, walking simulator, or a very derisive label.
It's a label of
As opposed to being an actual.
but
there
here's
is
the thing with-
gameplay here is in figuring out how to walk from place to place.
It's
But,
QWOP.
yeah.
It basically, people have been saying that it's just QWOP, but a $60 QWOP.
It's a
And I'm
fighter quap.
Well, I mean, I think it's got a little more to it than QWOP because it's not a fucking flash animation.
Yeah, but I
So
mean,
that's
you have
something
difficulties.
of a reductive statement.
But for most games, when you're walking from point A to point B, you don't have to worry about your balance. You don't have to worry about the stuff on your back. You don't have to worry about, do I have
Yeah.
enough stamina? You don't have to worry about all this weird shit like you usually have to worry about when you're hiking. But it's no, this is a video game now. And you're like, what? Who does
Yeah.
this?
Except it's also stars Norman Reedus and his Funky Fetus.
Oh yeah. There's also
Apparently
other
the
famous
story
people.
of that is it's really backloaded, so
Yeah, I've heard when
gotta
you
get to the end to see what's in there.
Yeah, it's the classic scenario especially from PS2 era of, oh, the good stuff happens about 6 hours in. That quote, that type of shit of oh, it happens at blank hours in, it gets good. And you're like, do I want to put up with that? I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Fuck's this guy.
Yeah. We have. You're not recording. Oh.
Well,
An
keep going.
inappropriate cameo from
He was just
Inappropriate
looking for
Cameraman.
attention.
Yeah. Somebody was looking for attention.
He's looking. Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to advise people to listen to Lane and Lane's awesomeness.
Look, if you're gonna disparage him, you don't say he's awesome afterwards, Jeff. I understand you want to make friends, but sometimes you got to go for the throat.
I mean, it didn't work with you.
Lane's a bitch who thinks Stan's ruined JoJo, and he's wrong. Lane's a bitch. Fight me.
I like how you agree. Well,
that he's a bitch?
yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say anyone's a bitch.
I mean,
I'll do that for free.
you're like the
Even
Rick.
people I like.
You're like the Rick of our Morty. Guys, we have to talk about some stuff.
Oh, please, no.
We have to
All right,
talk about
yeah,
some
talk
stuff.
about some stuff.
We have to talk about good things first. That isn't Death Stranding. And then we go down a flight of stairs, and then we end on a juicy rump of horse shit.
Oh boy.
Hopefully,
Okay.
Allan's here for the horse shit.
I imagine he will be. Allan would never miss out on horse shit.
I mean, he enjoys
So what's our
gobbling.
first topic?
Well, we could talk about
Screw
Steam
this metaphor.
UI.
This metaphor sucks. What? All right, what?
We could talk about Steam UI. We could talk about Halo being announced.
Okay. I mean, I don't really care about Halo, and I don't. Does Allan care about Halo? I don't really know.
Allan cares about Halo.
Okay, maybe we should save it for him.
Whatever he gets on.
Okay, so Steam UI it is.
Once he's done watching his parents' dog that he can't take downstairs and he can't stop watching.
Allan,
in order
or
to be on
Rory,
time
it's a
for
show
this
dog.
fucking
It's not
podcast.
allowed to go downstairs because downstairs is where all the butchering tools are.
Turn the dog into glue.
Yeah. When the dog stops winning shows, it gets turned into glue.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what happens.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
as soon as you're done with the shows, you get turned into glue.
As
That's what happens
soon
to
as
supermodels.
as soon as the dogs stop laying eggs, you just you turn them into chicken stew.
Yeah. You know,
Chicken stew.
that's the episode name.
Chicken in air quotes.
It's going to be one of the worst episodes that we ever had because the episode title is literally going to be a picture of a sickle and a vibrator, which I feel like is the perfect symbol for modern.
No,
Oh, that's the one. Shouldn't you save that for like when it's like appropriate to the podcast title?
yeah, I think the podcast title now is just you find a picture of a dog laying an egg. There's a picture
I
of chicken
don't
stew.
want to Google that.
It's fine. Josh already has like 7 of those pictures.
That's what I'm
Going to
afraid
share.
of.
Shall we delve into the collection, Josh?
Let's see. I can find a dog laying in an egg. Let's see.
Delightful.
I hate you both.
All right, what topic do we have that we want to talk about before Allan fucking gets on?
Well, we can't talk about that. We can't talk about that. We can't talk about that. Well, we could talk about Steam.
Yeah, I love the Steam
Yeah.
library UI.
It's great.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks nice, yeah.
Perfect.
pretty.
I don't really care because I don't typically look at my Steam library, and when I do, it's that bar off to the left which has all my games.
Oh,
For me, I
So-
have a huge library, so it's like, oh, I kind of can sort this better now.
oh,
Yeah, that's fair.
It's it's a hell of a lot better.
oh! I'm so happy. I can sort through all my Steam games.
I'm putting this image in general because I think I found it.
Scared.
Probably been using the general to harangue Allan.
I
There you
mean-
go. Dog with eggs. You look so proud.
I'm not gonna
You
say.
look so proud.
I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just gonna say like, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. But Allan, yeah, please hurry up. Yep, that's a perfect podcast image.
I think you're just gonna just tell Allan. I don't think he can hear you, Jeff. All right. Yeah. What can we talk about? I want to
So the
talk
Steam-
about the Mandalorian.
The Steam
until
UI
after-
came out.
Oh, yeah.
It looks better. It's more easier to organize your games. Some people who are wrong will sit there and say it looks worse than Epic Game Store. Those people are still wrong.
I can edit things on I can actively make editing decisions and stuff in my library if I want to freaking were over the Epic Store. Can you? Like, I don't think so.
I haven't been mad about Epic Store in like a couple months. Blizzard really like took over the
hatred.
The hatred train, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm
It's a hatred monopoly
I'm
over
so
here.
happy that Blizzard is actually, or Activision is suffering. Apparently, their third wave never came, even though Noah and our good friend Ben have fallen to the dark side. And
Oh, what? And grab something on Epic?
oh no, they
I mean, it's
bought
kind of
they bought Call of Duty.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Call of Duty still comes out?
Yeah. It
It's-
still
yeah.
exists. It's weird.
I mean, I guess
They're-
it's never going to stop.
It's a weird reboot.
I just
to,
haven't heard anyone talk about it in years.
yeah.
It's a reboot to the original Modern Warfare.
Yes, it's horrible.
Even,
I mean,
yeah,
there's
even all
cool
my,
there's cool shit about it, which I remember doing a bunch of cool shit in there, but it did kind of deteriorate down to like how fast can the gun shoot, therefore you're winning.
Mhm.
So it's like I do remember getting a P90, getting hair trigger, and then double trigger or double finger or something like that, and you're just shooting laser beams at people like they're dying instantly. It's like, what can you do against this? It's like this fucking bullshit.
die, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. The shrug with your hands up, go. I guess I'll die.
Guess I'll die.
When Call of Duty dies, it's going to be hilarious.
I don't think it'll die. I think there'll still be a shambling corpse somewhere.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, there's Modern Warfare Foot just walking by. Hey, Foot, how's it going?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe get the rest of your body back. Who knows?
I mean, even all my normie friends just talk about like fucking Apex or Fortnite or whatever.
Exactly.
That
Fortnite
is so over the-
cool.
I mean, we talked about Fortnite before it like blew up.
We talked about Fortnite before Epic decided to fuck me in the ass.
Oh, fuck off. Josh, quit linking your porn games.
Yeah.
I just want to share that because it's like I had a podcast describing what this game was because it was recommended to me on Steam. And I was like, oh, I'm deep
I don't even
diving.
have the energy to be disappointed in you anymore. I'm just tired.
Rory needs to go back to school.
I'm so tired. I need to get my energy
do I?
back.
Rory, when you go back to school, it's going to be a scary day. I'm literally going to
Not
like
going back
shoot
to school.
myself.
Why the fuck would I go back to school?
Because he's crazy.
I don't know.
That's
Stefan's
why.
talking about going back to school.
Yeah, that's because Stefan wants to get go into DMIT and do the boring shit so he can get an actual job.
I mean, I'm doing the same thing as him.
Yeah. So do that. I'm going into a trade. Fuck y'all's.
Yeah, good for you.
Good for you.
I mean, probably.
Yeah,
Who knows?
most likely.
Who knows what the future has for you
Mm-hmm.
or anyone.
I'm probably going to be dead by the end of the week. It's fine.
Are you seriously?
No.
Yeah, no, I took out a bunch of money with the mob and just blew it all on hookers and blows. So
Oh, that's how you do it,
yeah,
boy.
I'm pretty yeah.
Why didn't you invite me?
I didn't want to ruin it.
Well,
Oh, you did the smart thing. I blew it on Magic the Gathering cards.
I mean, that's like
Much
hookers
less
and blow.
tangible.
Theoretically.
Well, I mean, I will say that hookers have less resale value than Magic cards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true. Technically, depending on what cards I bought, I actually made an investment and it actually grew grew in profit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, hookers just go down in value as time goes on.
Yeah. Eventually they become worthless. Keanu Reeves is in the new SpongeBob movie.
Oh
There's
yeah,
a new SpongeBob movie.
There's a new SpongeBob movie.
Man, Keanu Reeves really riding that this resurgence of fame for him.
why wouldn't you write it? I mean,
It's understandable. I was just like, props to him. It's a round of applause. Good guy Keanu hasn't done anything fucked up.
now I'm trying to picture what the hell is this creature he's riding. Is it like a horse? I don't think it's a horse. No, you know what? It's a bear. Let's make it a bear because that's way more manly.
Yeah.
Who's riding a bear?
He's riding in on his new popularity. And I'm like, no, it's not a horse, it's a bear.
You need to anthropomorphize the. Of course you do. You fucking furry.
Of course I do.
You fucking furry.
It's way more interesting.
Yeah. I mean, we're still halfway through November, so it's gonna be a good day.
I lost in like the midnight. Like, come on.
Yeah, you did. I mean, you also got banned from fucking like.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got not banned, but they suspended my account for 11 hours.
They suspended your account for 11 hours. Why did they suspend your account, Josh?
Because there was a comment on a art guy I follow on Twitter, and he posted a picture of a dog that looked pretty cold sitting on like a train platform or whatever. And the guy said in his picture, would go with the picture, I love of God, dude. Take a look at your dog. He's freezing. I swear to God, I'll stab you. And I commented back, you should have stabbed him. And apparently that got me suspended for 11 hours.
You know, now I want to get suspended from Twitter.
It's like, it's not hard. Just talk about how you want to kill people, and apparently you get suspended.
I'm just going to send
Despite making up only 13% of the population. There's a lot of stuff you can talk about that gets you banned on Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, inciting violence is definitely probably one of them.
Yeah, yeah. But the funny thing is, like, I'm pretty sure what tipped him off was the word stab. If I said you should have, I wonder if that did anything.
Maybe. It might have been a bot that did it.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's like just a bot that's just like, who said stab? This guy. This guy. But I just said stab the cake. Nope, this guy.
I want to now get banned from Twitter.
Nah. It's too easy.
I mean, the podcast is a regular train wreck. I mean, yeah. I mean, Twitter is a regular fucking train wreck. I'm trying to save what I just said. Fuck off.
All right. So that was the Steam layout.
Yeah, Steam.
What other
Everyone
topics do we
likes
have?
it. Who knew?
What other topics do we have that we can talk about before Allan gets on?
Stranding.
What's
Is Allan the Messiah that we're waiting for on this podcast?
We're waiting for
Don Cherry.
Don Cherry.
We can definitely talk about Don Cherry.
No.
More like the Antichrist. Sure, let's talk about Don Cherry.
Okay, Don Cherry was
Doesn't really have
fired.
much to say. Yeah, Don Cherry
Yep.
was fired.
Canadian
for
hockey legend.
saying "you people" in like a rant about poppies.
He was.
How like a lot of people who immigrated to Canada don't wear poppies on Remembrance Day because that's like a big thing we do.
Mm.
And I can understand why someone would be mad about that. And I can also understand why people wouldn't give a fuck about that if it's not like part of your culture in any way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like people should be free to express their opinions. Maybe a sports network isn't really the best place to do so, but hey, if you're an announcer on that, what the fuck other platform do you have?
So I think what he said was very hyperbolic. And I think that I understand, like you said, I understand both sides. The thing I don't understand is, how do I say this? The thing I don't understand is, like, it just felt as if, like, he didn't get a chance to explain himself. And it felt like a group of people just fucking immediately lashed out on him and associated it with the worst possible thing. Where clearly in his rant, one of the things he says is, "You good Canadians who wear poppies," sort of implying that it's everyone. And so for me, it's like a kind of like, okay, well, are you upset because he used "you people"? If he's using "you people," does that mean something wrong? Like, is that condescending? Like, is that not an okay words to say together? Like, what is the problem here? Or are you
I mean, that's a matter of sort of opinion.
right?
Personally, I don't think he should have been fired, especially since he's sort of very iconic.
Well, he's 60.
Too.
Well, he's 86 years old too.
Yeah,
Like,
he's an
Yeah.
old man.
yeah, old man should be allowed to be old man.
If anything, it should be preference with, hey, this is old man. You know, I old man, and maybe with like at the end of every sentence, someone should just chime in, "Okay, boomer,"
Okay,
and
boomer.
then just keep.
Yeah, like
Like
I
that
feel
would
like okay, boomer would have been the appropriate response
even
to that
if
sort of rant.
yeah, if Ron McClane sat there and said, "Okay, boomer," that would have been hilarious.
I think 86 puts you as older than boomer.
Yeah. Okay. World War II.
No, well, before boomers was the what was before boomers?
There's a chart. I know I read
Yeah,
it.
no, it goes I think it's silent generation. No. Yeah. It's greatest generation, silence generation. Hold on. Clam down.
Oops. I mean, oh well. You just said clam over again. I don't know.
Oh my god, this is gonna be a great one. This is gonna be a good episode.
I hope when you edit this that you get
Clam
Alan
down. To
Alan
explain
to come
to
in at like the last minute, you cut him off.
he's gonna come in and I'm gonna like edit it where I'm gonna like stitch it together where he goes like I'm gonna stitch him. I'm gonna say, Alan, can you say fucking? He's gonna say, yeah, sure. Why? And I'll say no reason. And then 20 minutes later, I'm gonna say, hey, Alan, can you say idiot? Sure. And then I'm going to stitch it together where he says, I am a idiot.
I mean, I think I made jokes about that like yonks ago.
Yeah, you did. Clam is more appropriate. Now clam is more appropriate.
Apropos. Apropos is a completely acceptable term.
Pro. Well, Alan is a grammar Nazi. Yeah, I'm kind of sad. I think that he's right when he says the silent majority has his side because honestly, it seems like that to me. But yeah, that's my opinion.
I don't know. I just kind of think of it as like, hey, if like if someone didn't not have it in their culture at all in the first place, like what Rory said, it's like, yeah, of course you probably wouldn't wear the poppy because they probably just either A, don't quite understand, or B, just
I often don't wear a poppy, but that's more because I just don't have access to one at the time.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, what if you're like just came in from buttfuck nowhere like a week before, and then someone's kind of yelling at you to wear a poppy, and it's like, of course they wouldn't know. Like, why wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Is like I think that this is one of those circumstances where the culture, like, when people don't wear poppies, I don't get offended, but I do think that like it should be something where when you're coming to the country and stuff like that, part of the country is that part of being a Canadian is that you don't just bring in your own personal beliefs. You are willing to learn from others. That's the reason why Canada is such a diverse place. That's the reason why it's so wonderful to live here, is because like we can go to a Chinese town and it's actually like stepping into like China. We can go to like have Middle Eastern food and like it's like this weird blend of cultures per se. And I think that like this is one of those things where it's like really important to some people and it's not important to others. I will say that there have been a lot of servicemen that I feel as if are probably mistreated and treated poorly, but it's something where I wish that more people would be willing to hear each other out, if that makes sense.
No, it's something I definitely should do.
Yeah.
And like it's a symbol of a very positive like movement and message. So I can understand why people are, especially like people who have been doing it for a long time, are more are more offended that like people aren't even acknowledging what this sort of thing is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he should be free to express that opinion without getting fired. But I think it was construed as kind of a race thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I think that like if you construed it as a race thing, yeah, it absolutely makes sense. The guy should be fired. This is the guy you got, but this is also the coach who got.
I don't know about that. I don't know if like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Chances are, if people like go off on racist tirades, they shouldn't be
Employed.
Placed on certain programs, but like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, like the other thing,
like there's plenty of places where people can go to like listen to racist tirades, and it's not popular for a very important reason because it's kind of shitty, right?
Yeah, race is one of those things that shouldn't be talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think race shouldn't be talked about. I don't think like one-sided racist opinions should be thrown up on like a sports channel for.
Let me rephrase that.
Yeah, I think I'm digging myself a hole here as well.
Yeah.
I don't think like what I want to say is I don't think he should be fired.
Yeah. I will phrase my comment because I think that. So what my personal opinion is like, I think that race isn't important in a certain context, but I also like understand like I don't think that a group of people sitting there and only seeing race is important. I think that like we have enough. I think that when you look beyond skin deep, it's more important to me as a person, and that's something that really annoys me about people who go diversity is only skin deep. It's like fuck you. You fucking don't understand what diversity looks like. But like that's my personal opinion, and I don't think that when people go skin deep, it's a good thing. Especially on like something where it's like I'm trying to watch a sports game, and this old guy is going on a racist tangent. I don't like that.
I've not actually seen the video. I don't even know the extent of what he said.
It's so tame. It's honestly so tame. It's like when he sat there and said like I wouldn't want a female journalist in the locker room after my team won a game. I think it's distracting. And he said, and then what he explained it with was, I feel as if it would be not just distracting, but embarrassing for me as a coach to see a bunch of dudes sitting there and like doing weird stretches while a young female reporter is in the locker room. I just don't want to see that. Like I want my players on the best behavior. Like this is the guy who sat there and said, I don't want women in the locker room because it's potentially harassing for women in the locker room. So it's like, for me, it's like, it's not surprising that people take it as construed when he like,
I don't know. I thought, yeah. Okay. So like, if a field that like this guy has experience with, he should be able to voice his opinion is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to argue with that.
Yeah. I think that like, and like the other thing I'm going to say is like now it's like really hilarious because people are like, oh, he should not be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. And it's like, no, he should absolutely be.
Oh yeah, you should like erase him from history like this thing that you got offended by. Fuck off.
His legacy is entirely tarnished. It's like there are videos that are the funniest fucking shit in the world. I will find one and post it in the chat, by the way, where it's just Coach's Corner transcribed, and it's hilarious. And it's like really funny shit. And it's sad because people are like, well, I don't think that his legacy is going to be this. And it's like, are you kidding me? Don Cherry's legacy is going to be complete and utter nonsense, and it's going to be perfect.
Oh boy.
All right.
Pokemon.
That's Don Cherry, I guess.
Well, I'll catch his Don Cherry with this.
We're gonna take this cherry, and we're gonna move it aside and replace it with another round object.
Oh,
It's a wild Don Cherry. Catch it.
This attempt at segues is really poor.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Oh man, this segue should be put down. Oh.
Much like this latest Pokemon game, which none of us have played.
None of us.
Nope.
The funny.
Don't plan to.
No.
This is
I am amused by everyone getting really angry about it. I think they're entirely justified. We've talked about this before.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've also talked to, I think I mentioned like on a couple podcasts ago that I would talk to people who are a bit more into Pokemon than me to get their thoughts on it. I've had multiple conversations over the past week with Cullen, who I have described as on this podcast as being the saltiest motherfucker I know. He's pissed. He's real pissed. I mean, I'm not surprised. He's the guy I know with a living Pokedex.
I have a living Pokedex.
He was working on a living shiny dex.
Jesus Christ, is he insane?
Yes.
The correct word is
he is a fucking
autistic.
crazy person. Crazy person. Probably at least mildly. Then again, like, I would say that about literally everyone I hang out with on a regular basis.
Oh, great. So I'm not included in that group. Fantastic.
I don't know. I hang out with you on a semi-regular basis, and you're to be fair, you're pretty autistic, Jeff.
To be fair, I'm kind of mentally retarded. Government diagnosed.
Yeah, I know. You keep trotting that out every time. Jeff. Okay, I want to give this to you straight. I want to hit you with some straight facts.
Nobody cares.
Jeff. No, Jeff. When someone says, Jeff, you're retarded," generally the thing you want to do at that point is not say, "Yes, I am governmentally retarded. I am legally classified as retarded." It's like, that doesn't really help your case, man. Maybe come up with a better comeback than, "Yes, I am in fact retarded."
It's not a badge you want to show people.
Yeah, it's like... Yeah, they might stop calling you retarded, but it's more because I don't really want to talk to this.
I don't want to hurt this man's feelings. Now let's go back to Pokemon and how he has a shiny dex, which it's absurd.
Well, he was working on one. He doesn't have a complete one.
That is the most fucking insane thing you've said.
He's absolutely furious.
Yeah.
About the models. About the animations.
Okay.
About the removal of megas and Z moves, and it's just good.
It's just I think it's finally coming to a point where I'm probably the same boat as him. It's like, man, you constantly just like, I understand you want new stuff to put in there. I understand you want to, take out the old thing, put in a new thing, and all this junk. But when it just comes to a point of like, it's just completely trying to wipe the floor clean and be like, yeah, this would be brand new. Fuck all these other Pokemon that you probably like. You want the new shit. And it's like, what are you doing?
Oh, man, you know what's going to be the best? You know what's going to make me want to fucking tear my hair out?
What?
It's when they release the next game, they're going to have all the Pokemon in it.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, oh, man, we really listened to you guys. We brought all the Pokemon back. It was really hard work, and they're going to continue not updating the formula forever.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen.
I mean,
garbage.
From what I've seen of the game, it looks okay. It looks fine.
Yeah, it's like a 6 out of 10. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like really really minimal.
That you've seen over and over and over.
It's just super goddamn minimal to the point of like you start realizing how much money the company has versus like what they're fucking doing.
This is ludicrous given how successful this is as a fucking multimedia franchise.
It's literally the moneymaker of the history of the world.
You can't say 6 out of 10 when like you know how much money this company has.
Well,
exactly.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Okay, so I'm looking at Metacritic right now, and the score that nobody cares about, the reviewer score, is at 81%. Okay. The user score, the score that everyone actually gives a shit about. Okay. At 300 or 204 views, we have positive. We have 82 mixed, and then we have 717 negative. The average user score is 3.5.
Okay, so here's the thing. I fucking hate Metacritic.
Yeah, it's
horseshit.
It's
I mean,
it's
I
a
think
bad
both-
idea, but
both sides of it are absolute horseshit. Like 90% of the time, reviewer scores are fucking bought and paid for.
oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I don't actually have like a fucking metrics on that, but like,
Oh,
so
EGM.
goddamn many reviewer scores are just bought and paid for.
Oh, the IGN
Either
one is the
directly or
worst.
indirectly.
The IGN
and, like,
one
the
is
user
the
score doesn't matter because it's all either tens or fucking zeros.
yeah.
Because it's just reviewing bombing the things you don't like, or putting 10 out of 10 for the thing you like, or the thing you want to defend, or whatever the fuck.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, like, fuck.
I mean,
Who uses
I-
Metacritic for anything other than proving a friend wrong?
I'm just the only reason why I'm bringing it up is because it's like it's an interesting metric in order to look at because I think it shows that a lot of people are.
Yeah, but about the only thing you can tell from it is whether or not is whether or not this game is controversial.
Yeah, which it is.
Because if there's a big gap in scores, then yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that might be because the game's bad and the reviews are bought and paid for, or people are like defending the game, and yeah, no,
Yeah.
there's no intellectual integrity anymore.
No.
Especially not in game reviews.
I was gonna say like the IGN review they put up on YouTube and they for some reason didn't lock the comments, so there's a lot of comments just picking apart the whole review, going like, "The fuck do you mean by best game in the series, you idiots? Like what the hell?"
Well, I don't like Pokemon X and Y. I don't like Pokemon Sapphire, and
They're like the best ones. I would argue if you're gonna get a 3DS and then get like some recent Pokemon game that's not the new one, I would say
8
like
out of 10, too much water.
like either XY or fucking Ruby Sapphire. Like they're pretty decent.
Or just don't, or just have you played any at all? Okay, you're good. You've played them all.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't change.
I mean, I'm kind of excited. I kind of want to pick it up, but I'm more wanting to pick up Fire Emblem, Astral Chain, and Mario Odyssey.
And,
Yeah.
and Digimon Cyber Sleuth.
I mean, I don't really care about that game, and I'm kind
Although
of.
I heard
I've
people
heard
talk
nothing
about
but
it.
good things about it.
Yeah, I also heard people talk about it. It's like more leaning towards Persona than it.
Yeah.
more Persona than it is Pokemon. But I'm like, whatever. As long as like I guess it's a Pocket Monster-esque game, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like as long as more interesting what the fuck Pokemon are doing.
I mean, now maybe it's because the team at Pokemon's upper management were not sharp dressers. That they did all of these terrible things. Because it really seems like to me that like one group of people are really to blame for all of the controversy and all of the negativity that have come from this game.
The businessman.
It's always comes down to just one fucktard, isn't it?
Oh,
like
yeah.
every
Well,
time.
it always comes down to money.
Oh yeah.
But like at the same time, it's like you're risking
it-
your whole franchise.
No,
Like-
they're not. They need to have like 10 of these in a row, 10 disasters in a row before Pokemon died. I know people who are still excited to buy Sword and Shield. Like, sure, we're getting all up in arms, and all the people we know are getting up in arms, but that's because that's just sort of the attitude.
I'm actually
of, like,
debating about picking it up and then just like having it just so like, hey, my nephew's over. Hey, here you go. Here, have Sword and Shield or whatever.
No,
Yeah,
just
like-
just wait 3 days and then get it used. It's way better.
That's probably what I'm going to be like.
Yeah.
Or just don't get it. You're not going to miss it. But whatever.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there. Now, like, the thing's still going to sell just fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure sales figures are already hitting the markets. Pre-orders have not been canceled because a lot of people just don't care about this drama.
Oh, yeah.
And it's entirely, or just don't know. They just see Pokemon on the fucking store shelf and buy it.
Or yeah, exactly. Like the normie is gonna probably just look at it and buy it because it just says Pokemon on it.
Yeah.
Although they're probably gonna realize over time that like, oh, there's a lot of less shit in here.
Yeah.
Because like compared to the other ones, there's a lot of stuff to do.
Oh.
And this one, there's not a lot.
Yeah. There's not a there's
And-
it feels like a stopgap.
Yeah.
It feels like a stopgap.
Well, no, it feels like the consequence of making Pokemon a yearly franchise.
Yeah. That's probably it.
or a bi-yearly franchise, whatever the fuck they did. I don't know. I haven't really been keeping up on their
Anyways,
release dates.
we got to talk about something else.
Sure.
We got to talk about some sharp dressers.
Okay.
Okay.
Who are those?
We got to talk about some pretty good things that
Were
happen.
you trying to do like a segue earlier and then we just ignored
Yeah,
it?
pretty much. We got to talk about.
Just talking about Pokemon.
We got to talk about some sharp dressers known as Lisa Sue, who recently released, as a part of her CEO-ness of AMD, a new PC port. Rory, you can come to my house and punch me in the face now.
Dude, I don't hate you for like constantly mentioning graphics cards. It's just you make a bunch of really shitty meme edits where you replace things with graphics card name, and nobody understands them but you.
Actually, no, I get most of those.
No, it's not a bad thing. I'm just gonna mock you for it because it's a hilarious microcosm of your personality that's really easy to poke fun at. Like recently, like just like today, I think you just did an edit of that meme template of like the guy looking at, like walking with the girl and looking at the other girl as she walks by, and you just put me on the dude and then 2 graphics cards names on the girls, and I don't understand that shit. I don't understand that at all, but I understand the template, and it's just so bad, man. Why do you make so many of these?
That was
just
with me.
So fucking many.
He just reposts them. That's what he finds the ones that someone else has made and just reposts.
I don't think so. Jeff, do you make these?
No.
Where the fuck do you get these?
PC Master Race, dude.
No.
Trust me.
No.
It's got to be some sort of Reddit board,
It's
right?
not.
Yeah.
It's not PC Master Race.
I'm pretty sure.
No. No, it's not.
You need to make a channel just for shitty graphics cards memes.
I mean, he already has one in freaking Shane's chat.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just for all of Jeff's shit.
I mean,
Although I'm kind of jealous Jeff just only has his own channel.
you know,
It's a containment channel. It's also because he doesn't understand how blessed and cursed shit works.
I thought it was because I'm a doomer.
You don't even understand. Okay, do you even understand the Doomer meme?
No. I understand boomers. That's about it.
Okay. Oh man, there's just so many. Okay, well, okay. So it all originated with the 30-year-old boomer.
Yeah.
At least I think that's the origin. I don't know. There might be some deep meme warlocks who know shit better than me, but yeah, no. Basically, every sort of generational subculture gets their own Oomer. There's the boomers, the 30-year-old boomers, who are just energy drink slinging, lawn mowing, fucking doom playing 30-year-olds who are just starting to realize their own existence, the horror of their own existence, and then just shrugging and laughing it off.
Mm-hmm.
There's the doomer, which are the permanently depressed sort of 30-somethings who realize that their own existence is entirely futile and are just really generally bummed out about it. And then there's the Zoomers, which is these Fortnite playing, fucking default dancing kids, damn kids. I don't know. Why am I explaining memes? Oh God, this is gross. This feels gross.
No,
Look,
thank
just
you.
educate
So
yourselves.
anyways.
And then there's the Coomers, which is like Josh.
Yay! What?
I thought the Coomers were commies.
No.
Oh.
Coomers
Shut
are
up, you
porn
Coomer.
addicts.
Oh yeah. Then yeah, Josh is a Coomer.
They are those who live their lives entirely around finding the next time and place to coom.
Yeah.
Do I understand this now? I don't.
I mean, Coomer is a fit meme.
Oh.
I mean, to be fair, I could be classified as a Coomer.
Don't. You know what? I'm gonna get away from this topic.
So AMD released a new.
Yeah.
AMD released a new.
I'm cooming. Oh, I'm cooming.
AMD released a new.
You already
CPU.
understand the entire joke.
AMD released a new CPU. It's pretty good. It's winning price per performance. It's very good, and people should be happy. And Rory's not going to be happy. And Rory's just going to sit here and mock me for the next 45 minutes.
I mean, I was going to do that whether or not you talked about graphics cards.
It's not a graphics card, it's a processor.
I don't know, dude. I don't care.
Whatever.
I pay people to build my computer for me.
Because you're
Does it make my video game good?
You technophiles are basically slaves to me. Make my computer. Don't talk back.
I mean, to be fair, the moment you pay me is the moment I show up to your house with like screwdrivers and duct tape. And if you don't want me to talk, you can put duct tape over my mouth.
Okay. Now this is getting into weird
I
fetish
realized
territory.
what I was saying when I said it. I couldn't make it
Step on
work.
me, come out of your mouth, I'm gonna kill you.
As long as he doesn't have a ball gag, you're good.
No. If there's a ball gag, I'm moving. I'm leaving. I'm going to another country. I'm done.
That's how we get
As long as he
gone,
doesn't have a
Boomer.
ball gag and leather straps as a t-shirt, then you're fine.
Enough about ball gags and leather straps. Hi, Allan.
I tuned in at the right
Look
time.
who decided to
Sink-
show up.
Sync in 3, 2,
One.
1.
Alan's here on the show now.
All right,
Alan,
you bitch. Let's
Allan.
fucking go. Shirts
Alan
off.
has
We're
saved
fighting
us
in the street.
from my mistake. I'm so thankful that you showed up.
I'll go get the first aid
What was your
kit.
mistake?
I said something that
Felt
I'm
like
not
you
going
were
to
waiting for an
repeat.
hour or
That will
anything.
probably be edited out.
So do you guys want
Did
kendo
he say the
sticks?
N-word?
No, he just said he wanted me to put duct tape over his mouth. And I was like,
Oh, so
nah.
he wanted to get he wants to be kinky.
No,
Yeah, Joe, that's why I was like, nah.
no,
Nah.
I just want to build Rory's PC. That's all I want.
And somehow that involves duct tape over your mouth.
You're the one who said that if you make a noise.
No. You said I should do that, and I was like, nah, bitch. Gross. Alan, what's up?
I fucked up.
I watched The Mandalorian.
I watched
I
The
did-
Mandalorian too.
So
It's
did
pretty
I.
good.
I know you watched The Mandalorian. I linked it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rory also got the broadside of me fucking fanboying over the fucking show.
Yeah. No.
Plus, I love the stormtrooper scene. We got you 4-1. I'll take those odds.
I mean, any Mando would. We've
Yep.
had this discussion before. Okay, so yeah, Mandalorian episode 1 came out. I'm a big Mando mark. Alan, by proxy, sort of knows a bunch, and I've talked about it like quite a bit on this before. The first episode came out. It's good.
Pretty solid.
It's
pretty
good so
solid.
far. It's not perfect.
No.
It's good so far, and I'm
I think the only
really
problem
just hoping
is-
they don't fuck it up.
The only problem with the opening is it's the word I want to go with. It's a little almost a quick on the jump,
Yeah.
What do you mean?
like how it bounces between scenes.
It just goes.
Yeah,
You think the pacing's a bit too quick?
it's a little bit too quick, but at the same time, if this is supposed to be the opening episode, it's supposed to get all these facts set up for the series.
I was willing to give it the benefit of the doubt for a lot of the script decisions because it was the opening scene and it just has to go through a bunch of exposition.
Yep.
I will say though that like compare it to a show like Demon Slayer. I
Why
like
are you
it
comparing it to an anime?
because that's the only thing I've watched recently that isn't trash.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Demon Slayer is actually pretty good, but that's beside the point.
Demon Slayer. That's the reason why I said
it
isn't
he said
trash.
it wasn't trash.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I think that it could have been a lot worse in its execution. But
It could have been season 8.
yeah, as somebody who has watched like isn't really a big Star Wars fan, and like we'll just sit there and listen to you guys like go on for like 4 hours about how Star Wars this, Star Wars that. I will and then like just sit there and go I enjoyed it. It was pretty cool.
Yep.
And it was different.
I think it really nails the Western aesthetic, which is sort of what the original Star Wars was based around, in that the original Star Wars has often been described as a space Western, and this definitely leans into that, especially on the Western part. First of all, the budget was clearly
It's really small. It's really small.
very small, but very well used, as basically every establishing shot was pretty on point.
Yep.
There's plenty of
The
little
few
details in there that I like a lot.
CGI scenes that do pop up in the show too,
Very
to
minor.
assist it. They're very minor, but they're well done too. They're not like what happens in The Last Jedi, where it's like you can tell that thing's fake.
I feel their
Like, there
lack
are-
of budget probably fueled a lot of creative decisions.
Yeah.
So far, nothing has broken really too much with what I outlined as like what I wanted out of this show a couple of times on this podcast. One, the Mandalorian does not take his helmet off, which is good. In
As
fact,
of yet.
yeah, it's true. It is noted that Mandalorians, or it's said in the show that Mandalorians never take their helmets off, which according
not
to
true.
That is not true according to Mandalore. In fact, Mandalorians don't really have a problem taking their helmets off at most. In most non-combat situations, though I think the reason that this character, that's never said by a Mando, so I think that might just be like rumors from people who aren't Mandos, which would be pretty acceptable, because Mandos would often be seen with their very iconic-looking helmets. I think the main character of this is probably not going to take off his helmet.
I am actually really happy with the alternate designs to the Mando helmets too.
Yeah, no, they're all fine. They're all well within sort of what's to be expected out of Mandalorian
that's the thing. Is
armor.
like they could be like either like a traditional designs, like past designs before that they're just been handed down, or they could be alterations to allow them to signify different clans too.
Another thing, well, just to sort of jump back, I think the reason that the main character is not going to take off his helmet, at least for a while, I would prefer it didn't really happen at all during the series, but I wouldn't hate it if it did, if it's part of like the main character's character arc, because I think it probably will be.
Yep.
I think his antisocial tendencies might
Rory
be
has
construed by
spoken.
the less experienced with Mando culture as like just sort of like quintessential Mandoan behavior, but I think that's more personal to the protagonist. But we'll see where the series goes.
I would
other things I
rather-
liked about it: one, the soundtracks, really
Oh,
good. Two, they keep with most of the already established Legends Mandalorian lore.
yep.
There's a couple of weird breaks. Most of them are easily overlooked. One, calling them foundlings is a new word, but it's a practice that does exist for Mandalorians. Mandalorians would adopt people into their clans all the time, clans and families all the time. Family is a big thing to Mandos. The emphasis on Beskar iron.
Yeah.
Love that. That's
man.
on point. I do want to.
I love the fact that that's the payment. By the way,
Yeah, no.
Beskar iron. But we're gonna quickly educate them. The Beskar iron is basically like iron that can resist blaster and lightsabers.
and
in general.
lightsabers, yes. In fact,
And it's only found. It's the only people who are like skilled enough to use it are Mandalorians, because like it's basically like their metal.
it is.
And and what they're actually fixing is because with Clone Wars season 6, 7, whatever it is, that's coming out here right away.
Oh yeah, the animated TV show.
They're gonna finish with the fall of Mandalore, where after Darth Maul takes over and stuff like that, they're gonna show the Republic show up, take over, and then the Empire takes over, and I think they're gonna show like Beskar iron being shipped off planet as a result. But the big thing in this show is he gets a down payment of a single small ingot, and it's enough for a pauldron. And like when he brings it to the forge, it's just like this moment of reverence. They're like, it's great to have this back in the hands of a Mandalore. Yes, and it's like this big ceremonial moment. I'm like, this is how you treat treat good cultures. This is how.
Yeah. No,
this is how you do this.
They're pretty on point with it. They're emphasizing like the fact that it's split into clans or tribes or whatever they happen to choose to name themselves at the moment. A big emphasis on family, a big emphasis on their equipment. I was hoping for more Mandoa to be spoken, but I guess that's a bit too much to hope for.
Well, it's still early.
Yeah, that's fair. I do also want to see like a proper Beskar, because like a Beskar is the name of the iron, but it's also the name of like a sword made out of Beskar iron. It's just called a Beskar.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see a fight with one of those against a lightsaber. Oh, it'd be good. But yeah, I've got some pretty high hopes for this story. It doesn't seem like they're going to fuck it up, but we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
The action scenes are really well choreographed, honestly, especially for how like it's not like John Wick 1 levels of like choreography, where like you have a professional stuntman who is also a like an A-list actor.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's well choreographed and you can tell what's going on, and the fighting does have a bit of kick to it.
Everything has weight to it behind it. Including the blasters, they actually like feel like they're like the way they sound actually feels like they have a weight behind them this time.
Yeah.
The scene with IG. Well, I don't know if it's full. I don't know if it's actually IG-88 or if it's just an IG, because there's multiple series of the IG. But every time, like the entire fight that IG is on the screen,
it's
like
pretty cool.
Oh, it's really good, because I'm like, that is exactly how you'd think a droid like that would fight. Where like its entire body is built on like a
rotates and just fires at the guns at two different angles at the same time. Yeah.
Yep. Although I am also happy that the I also fuck, we can't talk about the thing at the end there because that would be spoiler. We have to wait till after next episode, because that'll probably be the carrying plot point.
Boy, it sure will be funny when Jeff has to edit this. I think it'll be really funny when Jeff has to edit this. Inappropriate cameo later. That wasn't very funny.
You tell people to skip ahead if they don't want to hear the spoilers, Alan.
Oh yeah, well Jeff can edit that out.
Yeah.
Jeff, bail me out. Jeff, save me. Jeff.
It's not as
Jeff,
bad as
don't make me get the duct tape again.
It's not as bad as the time that Rory mentioned his full name on the
Oh God,
show.
yeah.
Says his name. Oh no.
Oh no. That was a big no bueno. But regardless, yeah, no. So the episode ends on them finding the asset, which
it's like it's 50 years old, and I'm like, Dad, like I'm looking at the guys they're fighting. I'm like, man, this could be any one of these guys, and it's like, oh, he's in the building. It's like, all right, this is a group of mercenary leaders, so this could be like a jihadist kind of like character, or like an old Imperial commander or something like that. Let's see what we're gonna get with this.
They find and then they kill everyone. Then they find the cradle, and it's little baby Yoda.
It's a baby Yoda.
Yoda.
I saw that, and I was like 50 years old, and I'm like, shit, that's right. Yoda was like only just a grandpa in fucking episode 1. Mm-hmm. Oh no. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen a lot of people. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos that have like the tagline of episode 1 ending explained, and I'm like, do they really need to explain the ending there?
A couple people might need the help getting there.
I guess they did take the time to show a bunch of flashback sequences with the Mandalorian pre his adoption into a Mando clan.
Well, yeah, I'm actually really excited to see more about that too.
So like clearly his childhood trauma is going to be a big part of his character, which is why I think like the helmet is part of that character arc and all that jazz.
I would rather
finding a baby.
I would rather
probably a big. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I would rather see like instead of him removing the helmet getting broken in some way.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. I think the removing the helmet is going to be like a big symbolic moment for like his character growth.
I think you're right by that, but I would rather it being
I wouldn't be
forced.
surprised if the helmet gets damaged and it forces him to remove it.
Yeah,
That could also work.
Yeah, forces it to
But,
remove him, so he's like physically and like metaphorically
Broken.
like it depends on who he's
Open up.
fighting, but like we'll see how the series turns out.
Yeah. It looks good so far.
Yeah, very very grimy, well shot, surprisingly good looking for its low budget, and still kind of hoping this flies under the radar
Yeah.
of like
I am
the
too.
big wigs up at Disney, because boy howdy could this easily get fucked up.
Yeah.
Easily.
I mean, considering what we back when Ryan Johnson put out, or well, not Ryan Johnson, back when J.J. Abrams put out episode 7, and everybody was like, "Where's the fucking Y-wings?" And his response of, "People don't know what Y-wings are," and then now that he's directing episode 9, there's Y-wings and B-wings and A-wings everywhere.
Well,
And
I
was
think
like,
he gave up on a lot of those stances when Ryan Johnson just took his notes for what like the story was going to be and just threw them in the trash and made the fucking Last Jedi.
oh no, I agree there. Like without a doubt, like that is also like partially Ryan Johnson's major fault, but at the same time, like.
Well, I guess I gotta save the movie. That's what it feels like.
I don't think he's saving this movie.
I think he's personally jumping it.
I have seen the spoilers. I don't think they're saving this movie. We're not going to discuss the spoilers here because for all I know,
I can't wait to see that train wreck.
For all I know, those are fucking baits. That's all I know. However, I know in the trailer they fucking ride horses on on the top of a Star Destroyer in space, and I was like, hold up.
Hold up, what?
Bitch, what? That's not how that works. Why are you? It's like, well, we have, like I'm assuming they have to get to the front of the ship or over to some other agenda. It's like, well, why do you have horses? Why are you transporting horses around space?
Space horses.
Space horse, Allan. Don't be.
Anyways, so a prediction I made 2 years ago.
Oh.
2 years ago.
boy.
No, I didn't make it on this chat. I didn't make it here. I think I made it with a couple friends, but the prediction kind of came true. My prediction became true today, although I have to wait another probably 5 years for it to actually be released.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So a thing got announced today for Games Workshop.
Oh. Okay. Thank God. Ooh.
So about 5 years ago, about 5 years ago or so, they decided to blow up the old world and go, fuck it, we're making a new game, which was Age of Sigmar.
Yep.
And today they announced like, oh yeah, so we're gonna go back to the old world, and everybody's like,
What?
yeah, they're re-releasing the old world, and I was just like, oh look, I get my factions back, I get fucking Bretonia and Kemri and fuck, and I'm just like,
Oh, like old Warhammer Fantasy.
old traditional Warhammer Fantasy on square bases and rank and file, and I was like, fucking great. And then Manta Productions, which is another tabletop miniature game production company, has released a video in response to it, because like they put up a video, GW put up a video of like everything comes around again, even squares. Warhammer: The Old World coming not soon. Probably don't expect it for like 2 or 3 years, and that's the end of their video. And then Manta saw this and immediately made a fucking response video. Well, I have to go back to the old world because we never blew up ours. And I was like, Jesus Christ! Oh man, I'm actually really excited to go back, but like at the same time, GW can fuck this up.
Well, there probably are. I mean, it's GW. I mean, GW.
I mean, okay, so I don't really know too much about Warhammer Fantasy beyond what you tell me. This is very much the reverse of the sort of Mandalorian situation. But I do know from my internet travails, I do know that a lot of people aren't happy with Age of Sigmar.
Age of Sigmar was a game designed for casual players.
Oh no! Okay, Jeff, you don't understand how bad of a launch Age of Sigmar had.
It was absolutely atrocious.
Okay, so when Age of Sigmar came out, they released the General's Handbook.
Mm-hmm.
And the General Handbook included how to play and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There were no faction point systems.
Yep, that was something that was in the game.
And to which when I found that out, I quietly asked my hands, like, so how do I determine army? It's like, well, you bring whatever you want to play with, and it's like,
But that's not how the game works.
And then I immediately raised my hand again, and it's like, okay, so I can just bring 25 Grail Knights to a table and play with them. That was right before my life got destroyed, by the way. And the player was like, yeah, no, they just bring whatever you want to the table and we can play. And then one of the guys in the corner of the room also quietly mentions, like, oh yeah, by the way, Bretonia doesn't have an army list anymore, so you can't even play them. And I was like, cool, don't like Age of Sigmar. Fuck it, I'm out.
Yeah. No.
And then after about a year and a half, they released the points for all the factions in a big book.
Yeah.
And they've been slowly like breaking the factions apart so they can have their own army book finally. And they finally just got to the point where it's like, I think there's a total of 15 armies.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah.
And
you're right.
I'm sitting there and I'm like looking at the table and I'm just like, man, some of these models would have been great in the old world. They would have been like really cool models. And now this happens. I'm like, hey, look, I get to have my knights back. Awesome. I get to have my Tomb Kings back. Awesome. Today's been actually a pretty good day for that. Like good news and stuff like that.
Rory's excited.
I think Rory would love the fucking Tomb Kings.
Oh yeah, they're the Pharaoh Necrons, yeah.
Yeah. Except they're like really cool. I love some of their models and stuff like that.
I've never been like super big into wargaming
I know.
in general. Where are my fucking where are my Blood Ravens, Allan?
They're coming. Don't worry.
It's been years.
It's actually only been months, actually. Nice try, though.
Yeah, since you took them.
Yes, I took them. They are a gift to the chapter.
Fuck, that's in flavor.
Good job.
Hang on, I gotta get a pitch.
Stole my Blood Ravens.
They were a gift.
How dare you,
brother? Where's my power sword?
Or how dare you take Veteran Sergeant? Veteran Sergeant taken Hanover fist.
Yep. No, I'm actually really excited about it, and I'm happy that my prediction finally came true. Because I had been making that prediction with a bunch of people, like, no, they're going to bring back Warhammer Fantasy, and up until a couple months ago, where I actually kind of like started considering playing Age of Sigmar, and like the reason why I was considering that is because like, oh look, my dwarves don't have any of the units I want to play with anymore. The only faction that I like in the game are the fucking Sky Dwarves, so steampunk dwarves. So I was like, whatever, I don't really care enough to buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Allan is a dwarf enthusiast.
Allan is a dwarf enthusiast.
I am a dwarf enthusiast. Yes, I am. Let me put it this way: about half of my D&D characters that I've ever played have been dwarfs. I have actually gone back.
He's playing a dwarf in a pirate campaign.
Yes.
He's currently dying of the plague.
Yes. I have the Black Death right now.
Well, technically it's just filth fever because you got bitten by a rat.
Yeah.
We don't have any medical attention. The only doctor on board is actually a carpenter.
Yep. So as I made known this week, I was like, well, I guess I'm dead, guys. And Rory's like, don't worry, you're not dead yet. And I'm like, I gave him a straight up look.
To be fair, we now know we have a cleric who can like stave off the worst of the effects of the horrible crippling disease you have.
Yep.
Well, that's good.
Another good news this week. Sisters of Battle go on sale tomorrow.
Ooh.
I'm stupid excited about that.
Mesh.
Yeah, I think the box set is going to be $240.
Oh, that's too much.
Well, it's a big kit. It's got Penitent Engine, 5 Seraphim, 5 Repentia with a Sister Repentia, a Battle Sister Squad, Argo Flagellants, and an exclusive Canoness. I don't know if that's actually the price yet. Mm-hmm. We've seen the rumors floating around. It's anywhere between $180 and $250.
That's still but the reason why I'm saying that's too expensive for me is because
you don't have any money.
I'm poor. Me poor.
Yeah.
Me a poor boy.
Um,
Me a poor boy. Me want.
but I had made the commitment in front of my buddy at GW that I said the moment they, like, I legit 2 years ago, right before the trailer came out for that they're doing Plastic Sisters, I made the comment to him is like, I will play Sisters of Battle the moment they're plastic. And he's like, really? And it's like, yeah, no, the moment they're plastic, I'll like start playing Sisters of Battle because like I like their designs, I like all their looks.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate the fact that they're all metal. And now they're being released this weekend, so I got to go pick up a box.
Yeah, I just want to.
Because I put my money where my mouth is.
I just want to do a gold and red sister battle. I don't even want to play the damn game. I just want. I just want to.
There's a shocking amount of people who don't give a fuck about 40K other than the aesthetic.
I like
And how shit
Rory.
looks cool.
Rory, legit. Rory is the best example of this.
Yeah.
I just want
Well, I
to.
know a little bit about lore.
Yeah, well, as you like, that's the thing is like you start off by liking the aesthetic, then you start getting into the lore and finding, oh, I like these cool things, and then it's a slow spiral downwards into enjoying something.
Can we talk about?
I'm never gonna play
all
the war
things.
game.
Can we talk about something else very quickly?
Go for it.
Okay. Speaking of things that everyone likes, Halo announced its release date finally.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
you pinged
it's-
everyone in the fucking channel and pissed everyone off.
I pissed you off.
There were 3 people who put the little emote for why did you put this in? Why did you add everyone with this?
I love the fact that everybody got pissed off with me, and I was like, I'm excited, let me have this moment kind of thing happen, and then there's like Jeff did it a week later, and they're just like, isn't this the reason why we're here though?
No, I've never played Halo. I have never owned a Halo game in my fucking life.
It would have been.
We're gonna
We are going. Why
we're
the
going
fuck
to
would you add
amend
everyone
that.
me?
Because
We're gonna have
everyone who matters. Everyone who matters.
I matter more than the fucking guy who owns that server.
You matter more than
isn't
me.
it Jeff?
Yes,
I mean, to be fair, Mike.
I know what I fucking said.
I love the fact. I still love the fact that it's like don't ping all.
Don't make me
all-
get the duct tape.
Don't make me get big anus.
All right,
Halo-
talk about Halo.
Halo Reach got announced for PC. Master Chief Collection got announced for PC finally, and it's about $50 for all of the games.
Yep.
So,
Which is actually really, really good.
Rory, I'm going to say something.
Minus the fact that it includes Halo 5.
You may.
If you want to play good games with us and have fun, you are welcome to join us for Halo custom games.
We'll play you through the campaign.
No.
Oh,
I'm actually not
come on.
entirely against that.
You're
But
not.
I make no promises to actually do it.
I mean, I know you well enough to know that you won't do it because you're.
Oh, it's $50. Oh man. Oh man.
Oh man, I got
man.
magic cards.
I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
was that an attempt to get you to bait me?
No. I just know you won't do it.
What is this, amateur hour? All right, fine, sure, I won't do it.
Okay.
Buy me the
Okay,
game
so-
and I'll play it.
Shit, it
I'll
didn't
play
work.
it.
I would rather
don't
buy
worry,
Josh the game than you.
Don't
You're
worry,
gonna watch
Rory.
me
I'll
suck.
get it for you for Christmas.
Yeah. You're fun.
I don't care that much. Like if I intend on playing it, I'll get it myself.
Yeah.
Don't buy me things.
Don't buy me things.
Don't buy
Okay.
me things.
Like here's the thing. Here's the thing is I think that if Rory played the game with us, it would actually be generally hilarious.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
think
I'm
he'd
not
actually-
against it. I just can't promise that I'd play it.
Yeah.
Just a ping from me and Jeff. It's like, hey, we're going to play Halo. Come play
Hey,
with
we're
us.
playing Halo in the Full of Wind chat with Noah and Anthony. Join us.
I'm losing steam playing Three Houses because there's a lot of fucking game there.
There's too much content. It's supposed to be one and done.
No, it's more the fact that like the first 12 chapters are all the same no matter what route you're going through. And it's kind of not that interesting to do the same thing over and over and over again.
That's dangerous.
So, yeah, I don't know. I've been like watching a shit ton of like older Fire Emblem like YouTube content, old playthroughs, weird Iron Mans. I'm hankering to go back and play some of the older games. Honestly.
I mean, you should do that.
Yeah. I probably will.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to dig up my old GameCube, or
You should
Borrow it from someone.
We should live stream that game. That game would be fun to live stream.
I live stream like an Iron Man of it.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
just me and Josh, you sitting there.
just
Alan
gets excluded.
I wouldn't be okay. I would be.
I don't think Alan's available. Alan's too busy studying grammar to become.
Yeah. Learning how to speak again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
Maybe.
I'd be okay with not being there. Like, Rory is the connoisseur and the king of fucking
I make
Fire
no
Emblem in our group.
promises.
So like, if I had to like point to anyone who would absolutely be perfect for like you guys doing a live stream, would be Rory.
Yeah.
I'm also considering
kind of
going
just-
black and going back and playing.
going
Shut
black,
up,
Rory,
shut up.
concerned.
Shut up! I could have just steamrolled past it, but I had to stop and like take note of the fact that I had said that. I want to go play Echoes.
Nani? Why did I say
which
that?
is the remake of 2, which is one that released before Three Houses. And play that because apparently it has a really, really, really good story.
Like a lot of old games, it has a really, really good story. Yes.
Yeah. Apparently it's weaker
Yeah.
in the gameplay department, so I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll see. We'll see. This is not important to the podcast. Do we have any more topics?
Oh.
I'm watching somebody play through Sword right now.
Well, we could have Alan's opinion on Cherry's
we already
firing.
talked about Pokemon.
Here's the thing. This is the only thing I noticed about fucking Sword that as I'm watching Trinitar Tube go through the fucking game. There's not much in the game. It's actually just like I'm watching him play through it and I'm like, man, he is within an hour he was already over level of just
Oh yeah, you
walking
can't
around.
turn XP share off, can you?
No.
And
You have no choice but to be overpowered.
yeah. And there's like again, legit. Like I'm just sitting there. I'm like, man, that game would get so fucking boring so quickly. I'm probably gonna get it just to play it with like Kim
Because
and maybe Colin if Colin gets it.
Cullen's furious about that game. I don't know
Oh
if he's
yeah, I
getting
know,
it.
I know.
I mentioned this
I know.
earlier already, but like, he's mad.
it's almost like we should have Cullen on the show just because that would be an interesting podcast.
No.
I'm gonna let you know right now. Cullen would not be interested in appearing on this podcast.
Okay. So on top of that, the guy who was streaming the game earlier this week actually hacked it and had actually like slowed down frame rate, caused textures to pop slower, did a bunch of things to make the game like appear worse. However, where Colin's concerns are, he is correct. It's only got 400 Pokemon. It doesn't allow it. Most features have been removed from the game. It has removed a huge number of move sets. There's no global trade system, so you can't log online with one of your friends and say, "Hey, I need a Machamp. Here's my Machoke. I'll trade it to you. You trade me something, and I'll just trade it back with you." You can't do that. You have to actually go meet them in person, which is fucking obnoxious at times. Because, by the way, the Switch, while it is portable, also fucking sucks to transport.
Well, it depends. I can fit it in my jacket pocket because I have a big jacket.
Yeah,
I'm
but
a big
at
man.
the same time, yeah, you're a tall man.
Man.
They lied about fucking redesigning all the Pokemon from scratch. They didn't. Well, we've gotten a hold. Now that we've gotten a hold of the game,
that's old news. It's the same models.
People rip that out and they're like, "Oh, look, it's the same models." And I'm like sitting there, I'm like, "Man, some of these models they're putting up online is just like the old models from from Sun and Moon." And then I like stop and I'm like, "No, that's Charmander." Yeah, if that's actually from the game, that's actually kind of a fucking piss off to me.
The thing with me is it's a two-edged sword because like when I saw it today, like when I watched a friend play it, I was like, oh, this doesn't look that bad. Like it looks like what I kind of was expecting, which was an entry
that's the
level.
problem, is that it doesn't look bad.
Everyone wanted it to be a 10 out of 10, and it's not a 10 out of 10.
No. Well, I mean,
No.
How it compares to the other Pokemon games is sort of irrelevant. Well, at least in my opinion, because it's the fact that it's the same fucking game.
It didn't change anything from
the same
Sun,
fucking game.
they've made the same mistakes they made in Sun and Moon.
It doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter.
Way too many fucking cutscenes. It hands holds you for at least 4 hours. It limits your choices and what you can do.
It doesn't have my favorite Pokemon in it, so fuck that garbage.
Yeah, it doesn't have... Oh, hey, yeah, I guess Charmander gets to get in the game. Oh, by the way, oh shit, the Japanese. Oh my god, I fucking love them. Somebody went onto the Game Freak forums and onto a bunch of Japanese forums that were just talking about Pokemon. And do you know what they're calling Charmander or Charizard right now? Honorzard. Because they fucking hate this Pokemon now. Like, the only reason, like, they've concluded is, like, the only reason why they're putting it in this game is because he's popular instead of putting it in, like, all the other starters, which a bunch of people like.
He's the Goku of Pokemon.
He's overhyped. He's literally the Goku of Pokemon. He is just Super Saiyan level fucking 4.
We need 5 versions of Charizard. Nah, fuck everyone else.
Meowth's got another fucking typing, but got another fucking region type, by the way. Meowth's got a fucking type that makes him look like a fucking Viking.
Yeah.
Hang on, I actually want to show you this fucking bullshit. I don't like the new Meowth. I actually kind of find him fucking obnoxious.
It's horrifying. It's absolutely horrifying.
Yeah,
he's
got this massive beard, and he doesn't evolve into Persian. He evolves into Berserker, and I'm just like,
what?
Yeah, that's his evolved form name. It doesn't even evolve into Persian. It evolves into Berserker.
We made variants of a couple Pokemon, but we didn't include all the regular ones.
You know, when I first saw that Meowth,
that's how you spell his name, by the way, Rory.
I kind of thought he'll kind of look like a chimney sweep, kind of like a dust.
I saw that too, and I was like, he's either going to be a miner or he's going to be like a chimney sweep. That's what I thought, because it's England. Oh, by the way, they don't have an English, they don't have Swanna in the game, even though the swan is the royal fucking animal of England.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
They don't have Aegislash, even though it's literally a sword and a shield.
Yeah. They don't have a fuck ton of Pokemon.
This game has problems because they don't have Aegislash. No, bye. Most
all right, Josh, don't be
overlooked. Not gonna buy.
It's literally a sword and shield.
It's literally a sword and shield.
It's literally a sword and shield in the game called Sword and Shield, and you didn't put it in.
And a bunch of the Pokemon designs from this game, like, you know how everybody's like Gen Black and White, Gen 5, I think it is. Yeah, that's Gen 5. How everybody was like, we don't like the Pokemon designs from this game. Do you want to know who ran the Pokemon designs for this game?
Same guy.
Same guy. Some guy named James. And oh my god, the Japanese board. Oh man, like legit, they were like, man, the designs look so terrible. And I'm like, there are some Pokemon that I'm like, no, they're actually really good. And even they admit, like, they like the look of some of the Pokemon. But there's a fucking apple dragon.
Wait, what?
Apple dragon?
I think it's an apple dragon. It's either an apple dragon or an apple or a fucking grass bug Pokemon. I don't know. Like, it looks so dumb. There's also a fucking another food Pokemon, which looks so dumb. And here's the thing about Gigamax and stuff like that. I actually saw all the spoilers for the Gigamax stuff about a week before it came out. And I sat there and I looked at the Gigamax, and then out loud I said, why don't you just make these megas? Because these are actually fucking nice mega designs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because then we can't say that it's a new feature.
Except everybody fucking loved fucking megas.
Yeah, but they want a new feature. And if we had megas, then we'd have to include all the other megas that we cut from the fucking game.
Yeah. Oh man, no. It makes
this way we get to throw out all those old designs that don't have to put them in, and we get to just put a handful of these new designs in because it's a totally new feature.
Oh, and we're also
we get to make another Charizard.
Suck my dick.
Pretty much.
Suck on my cock.
Cockazard, go!
fucking much.
Stop.
Also,
People are
I
wouldn't be surprised if people fucking just
found the
design
fucking apple
porn around that.
Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah.
Christ, it is Grass Dragon.
Are you? Oh, fuck off.
Grass Dragon. I'm like, you know what? The Goober Pokemon. What's it? Goomy? Yeah, there we go. Goomy. Like at first, I was like, I'm not sure about this, but I was like, over time, I was like, okay, it does look like a dragon towards the end of it. I was like, okay, this is fine.
You're making me want to buy a Dynamis Gundam with this conversation. It's just that depressing.
Was that a segue?
No.
No, he's just in that much pain,
Yeah.
which I don't blame him.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is also fucking stupid. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, nothing that we're going to say here hasn't been said by someone else before.
You know,
oh, I know.
it's just
the
sad.
absolute state of fucking Pokemon.
Yeah.
Man, what makes it even worse for me is like initially when like the naysay was coming out, I was like, you know what? Oh look, it's a Cherubi, but worse. But my comment was, you know what? Let's settle down. Let's see what comes out. And then Nintendo went fucking silent for a goddamn month and a half.
It's because they had no idea.
And they have no idea what to do. What makes it even worse is, so somebody actually dug up back when Ruby and Sapphire came out. Murashasi, whatever, like the director of Game Freak, I can't remember his name, said that he never wanted to have another game that didn't have the ability to have all the Pokemon in it.
Wait, Ruby and Sapphire didn't?
Well,
Ruby and Sapphire didn't?
yeah, Ruby and Sapphire, there was a mechanics change, so they couldn't include all the Pokemon from the previous games because they changed how stats worked, so you couldn't bring forward Pokemon. So it's like, okay, yeah, fine, that makes sense. It sucks, but hey, it makes
But
sense.
they fixed it in the next one, I think.
They fixed it. They fixed it with the releasing Leaf Green and Fire Red, which were basically like the original two games, just updated to the more modern standings. Which is, yeah, that's how you do it. That's fine by me. Whatever.
That's a solution to a problem.
But like they had been pushing that topic of like, yeah, you can bring your Pokemon forward, and that's been a thing from that Generation 3 onwards. Is you can always bring Pokemon forward. Always like, oh look, it's a new generation. Here, this is how we make this is how you transfer Pokemon forward from Gen 3 to Gen 4. This is how you transfer Pokemon from Gen 4 to Gen 3. I have a Pokemon from Gen 3 in my box in Sun and Moon that I can't bring forward now.
Yeah.
I hate that.
You should.
That's a Pokemon I've had for 15 fucking years. Not anymore, I guess.
Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. You should be tried. Cry us, River, Allan.
Well, another thing is like they have another fucking bank app apparently, and that pisses me off because it's like, do I have to have the two subscriptions? Like what the fuck? It's such a mess.
Yeah.
But I guess we're just rehashing.
So
fucking.
we're gonna end the show.
It's garbage, but
Yeah.
we've already talked about this topic multiple times on this podcast.
Yeah.
An ad nauseum state.
Displeased. We're so displeased.
But it's still going to sell. It's still going to sell because I actually saw. Okay, I want to make this comment about fucking what somebody said in a fucking tweet, and it fucking pissed me off. So they Game Freak got fucking shit on 4 days ago now. And this person commented, is like, well, why would you insult Game Freak? They work so hard on something. And my response, like I was sitting at home furiously reading that. I was like, oh man, you don't understand. Because I really just want to respond with, man,
It's a shit
why did
product,
everybody...
and they're a company that's delivering.
Oh
product.
no! I was gonna fucking use the third rule of the internet. Everything goes back to Nazis. And it's like, man, why did everybody hate on fucking Hitler? He did so much work. Like, look at the Autobahn. That must have required so much work. I was so tempted. I was like, no, my career is not worth that. I was so mad.
Hey man, those Nazis. Those
snazzy dressers.
I mean, those are some sharp dressers.
Yep.
Designed by Abercrombie and Fitch, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
No.
Wait.
It's Hugo Boss.
Stairs.
Oh yeah, sorry, Hugo Boss. You're correct. My mistake.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I don't think Finch was around back then.
Yeah. I look.
When
I
we
don't
made
know
this joke so many
clothing
times,
brands
like, hey man, I love them Porsches. I wonder if they'll ever design a tank. Post a picture of the elephant in the chat. Hang on, I'm actually gonna get a picture of the elephant.
All right, is that a
Porsche design-
podcast?
Yeah, I think so.
When
As-
Porsche
as-
designs a tank, they did not design it well.
Are you kidding me?
Did it
They
go
specifically
fast at
designed it.
No. Okay, when we get off this podcast, I'll explain to you what fucking happened with this bullshit with the
This is
tank.
quality content. Talk about
Are you-
your Porsche tank, Allan.
This tank was designed in competition with Henschel's Tiger, and Porsche, the actual guy, Porsche, was so confident in his design, he started producing his production line, and then when they started testing the tank, its engine blew up because it had fucking a dual transmission system, and so it caught fire 3 times in the same training exercise. And Hitler went with the Henschel design, which is obvious, but like Porsche was like, but I've got like 40 of these things pre-built, and Hitler looked at it and he's like, make it a casemate tank, throw it out there in the battlefield, it'll do fine. By the way, in the first battle that it ever got involved with, it suffered 75% casualties, not from the enemy, just from breaking down. On top of that, even of those 75 casualties, they were about 50 of that percent. And of those tanks that weren't destroyed, just outright abandoned by their crews, they got sent back to the company. And the company was like, all right, the problem is the drivetrain, the fact that it doesn't have anti-infantry defensive weapon fire, and that the turret has, that there's like the armors, that there's the problem with the body. Let's put more armor on it. So if they don't fix the tram, they remove the single defensive infantry weapon, and they make it heavier. So it catches fire more often, and it breaks down more often. I'm like, how do you fuck up tank design this bad?
Maybe by being a car designer, I guess.
You gotta remember, Volkswagen was also a car designer, and they were also helping the developments of the Panther, which is one of the best tanks of the world. And technically, Ford and Chrysler designed the Sherman. So the excuse of it being a car developer doesn't excuse anything. I just
Well, look, if you're a car developer and you make tanks and the tanks work, then you're also a tank developer.
Yep.
If you're a car developer and the tanks don't work, then you're just a car developer who made some tanks.
Ironically, when they did the Tiger 2 project, Porsche decided turret, and that became the mainstay turret from the fucking company because Henschel's turret fucking sucked.
At least they got something out of it.
They got something out of it. But the funny thing is that's a podcast. I gotta talk with Rory about fucking Mandalore on fucking TeamSpeak.
Sure.
Because I want to dick around. I have an evening off because I have no homework to do tonight. Yay!
All right, that's the podcast.
Thank you.
That's a
We said some
podcast.
stupid bullshit as the usual.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening. Have a good night. Talk to you next week.
Kiss. Bye-bye.
So, thank you for listening to Black Mike Podcast. You can listen to us every Thursday at blackmikecase.podbean.com. You can also subscribe to us on your favorite podcast choice, or you'll watch us on YouTube. Thank you for listening. Have a good time.